Hello, Zelda Adventures! I'm Zeth of Hyrule, and we're back again very soon because we have an awesome figure to unbox. This Nendoroid Breath of the Wild Deluxe figure. Now this guy's Nendoroid number 733 by the Good Smile Company. This Link comes with a lot of cool accessories this time around, and I can't wait to show them to you guys. So, we're gonna jump right in without wasting any time. We're just going for it. Alright, so here we are looking at this deluxe Link from Breath of the Wild. He looks amazing. This packaging is amazing. I'm just so glad that they're able to get out this figure so quickly after the launch of this wonderful game. I still hope that we're gonna see a Figma version of Breath of the Wild Link, maybe even in a different costume like the Tunic of the Wild. But this guy is incredible, and I love the Nendoroids, even though I don't use them as much in my photos. But just take a look at this guy. We've got this nice window in the front here. The deluxe version comes with this horse. You can see him right there. Look at that little horse. Wow. We got all kinds of accessories, weapons, items here. Link dead center, different pose with facial expressions here. The number of the item, official Nintendo seals, so we know it's not fake. And look at this, on the side we get these cool windows with the Sheikah eye in here. You'd recognize that from, you know, anything in the game, including the Sheikah Slate. You got this, look at him with the horse, so you can put the shield on the horse, I guess. That's really cool. The sword looks awesome, the axe looks awesome. You got him and his horse again with the sword, and there he is with the club and chicken. It's got some tasty chicken there. And then here's the bottom, and with that chicken again. And here he is on the top with that Woodcutters Axe. Yeah, we're not wasting any more time here. Let's unbox this wild child. By the power of the Master Sword, I unseal thee. All right, here we go. Oh, wow. Now that is downright gorgeous. Look at this. The scene of the Great Plateau in the background of our box here. That is so cool. I love it. Oh, wow, instructions. Ah, look at the horse! Look at this cute little horse! Oh yeah. Okay, here we are taking our first look up close and personal with this adorable Link. Now he's got all the amazing details. Just doing a quick turnaround to kind of show him off here. He's got tons of detail. I mean tons of detail. Everything's here. It's just squeezed and adorable. Got the awesome print on the eyes here. The earrings, the band holding in the ponytail. Once again, they've packed a lot of awesome detail into one tiny figure. I just love how this figure looks. The areas I specifically love the detail on this figure is in the hair. The hair has this beautiful multi-shaded brushing going on, and the beautiful sculpt of the hairpiece here. There's many different shades of gold in his hair. It really adds up to be a lovely part. Not to mention all the tiny belts and details and stripy lines on his tunic here. There's a lot going on in this very small figure. I am thoroughly impressed as usual with Good Smile Company. So for posability on this guy, the Nendoroids are a little bit different. They don't have awesome multi-joints like the Figmas do. They just have pivot joints here on the wrist and upper arm, and the hand there individually turns as well, separate from the upper arm, and then the shoulder rotates. They do have the Good Smile ball joints up here in the neck, allowing him to look down, up, and around. What I do love is back here they have this ball joint for the ponytail, so it can move around freely. You can even, or you know, just move it around, which is great. The upper body rotates here at the hip line, right Then up in here we have the ball and pivot joints that move the entire leg at once and let it rotate. Just because this figure doesn't have the full posability of a Figma doesn't mean that you can't get him in some fun dynamic poses. All the Nendoroid figures come with detachable pre-pose joints that you can remove and replace for different actions. We've taken a good look at Link, and now we're gonna look at his huge variety of awesome accessories, starting with the sword here. I absolutely love this piece, just the Knight's Broadsword. It's one of the standard Zelda items that you can find really early on in the game. The blade detaches right here, so you can place it in a sheath, just like this. And then this part of the handle removes so that you can place it in one of his hands, just like this. Slide the handle into the hand, and once you put these two pieces back together, you could even make him hold the sword. This beautiful piece right here is the Traveler's Shield. I absolutely love the design on the shield itself and a little handle on the inside so that it can hold it, once again, with his holding hand. See, we can take this hand right here, whoop, and just like that, he's holding his shield. This figure even includes a tiny little Sheikah slate for this Nendoroid. It is adorable and very small, and Link can take selfies with it. Ancient technology selfies. And it can also be held with the small holding things hand. It's got an open palm so that it can wrap his hand around the whole handle and take a selfie. This Woodcutters Axe is probably one of my favorite items that comes with this deluxe figure here. I love the worn and torn detail on it, the cracking on the handle and the blade itself. And this item can actually be held with open-ended hand that goes with the Sheikah slate as well. So you're not going to be taking this one apart necessarily to put it together. Link's quiver here, which is a lovely, colorful, bright piece here with lots of fine detail. Absolutely love it. Down to the very fine sculpted studs and the dark gray silver color here. And then it attaches to his back belt. Just clicks right on there. His lovely little arrows sticking out of the top. Here's the Boko Club, used by the Bokoblins. This piece, I think, is pretty cool too, just because it's the kind of stuff you don't normally see a Link figure including. It has this awesome, it's just a tree stump club here, maybe a branch of some kind. And then the handle does separate right there. A little bit scary taking that off, but the handle separates right there so that you can place it in the holding things hand, put it back together, and then put it on his hand. The bird leg. Now this piece cracks me up. I absolutely love it. You can just do pictures of Link just eating that fried bird leg there. Now this piece is just held by the open palmed hand there that holds the Sheikah slate. That way you don't have to do any assembly. You can just click the piece into his hand, and that is that. This hood piece here is really incredible as well. An amazing sculpt, lots of fine printed detail on that little cape part on the hood, and a built-in sculpted hairpiece as well. Now this is the secondary head that Link includes. It is technically a complex hairpiece. It can be removed like this, and then you put Link's face inside the hood. So you can put his face in like this, and then close it up, boom, and you have a full headpiece that can be taken off and put on that Link, which is a lot better than trying to fit his head in a hood every time. It comes together real nicely there. The seam just looks natural, like that's where the seam in the clothing would be. And the Traveler's Bow, one of the more basic bows that you can get early on in the game. Now this piece does separate. So you can get Link's hand into that, boop, and then click it right back together. And I wanted to show you guys these parts all together here. This is the very bent knee. We have the slightly less bent knee. There we go. We got the curved arm, which includes this hand for holding the arrow and the bow. All these pieces do come apart separately. The hand, arm, and shoulder. And the second hand here is ideal for holding the actual arrow itself. This is the second bent arm. We got a wide gripped hand here, an open gripped hand, and then a right-handed open gripped hand as well. And then this fisted holding things hand. And the ones on Link himself are the straight arms and straight legs with the closed fisted hands. This beautiful ancient arrow here. A lot of fine detail going on in the tip of the arrow as well as over here. And I'm going to show you guys how this piece works with the hands because it's a little more complex than the other parts. And this arrow here actually does separate at this point. You can probably just put the arrow into his hand like he's holding it up. And so if we take these two parts here, we can assemble the bow into his hand. We look at this part here and it has this notch where the arrow actually clicks in. So there you go. Once you get the hand clicked into the tip of that arrow there, you can have him holding it like that, and then place the bow in this hand. And if you'll notice, there is a weird notch on his fingertips there. Now this is actually for this side of the bow here. See that notch? Lines right up with that, and there you have it. That way you can have him holding the bow from either the tip of his hand, or you can have him pulling it back. It's a step-by-step setup, but it turns out to be pretty cool. What is the absolute best part about the deluxe version of this Link, in my opinion. I never thought I would get a tiny little Nendoroid horse like this. I love you, tiny horse. Now, I know this is probably supposed to be just some generic Zelda horse, but I can't help it. It just reminds me of Catherine from the Zelda cartoons.
Let's hit the road, Catherine. This place makes me sick.
You guys out there, you probably know what I'm talking about. Now this horse is absolutely awesome. It has a tiny little cloth. Look at that beautiful little halter here, hair and ears, and the posable legs. This horse has a lot of awesome little removable parts that you can place Link's items on the horse. The saddle here comes off so that you can place up the figure. Then you can also remove the saddlebags here and put on other items that Link has the horse can carry for Link. Also, this back saddlebag right here has a tiny little hole so you can hook an item to it. This horse alone made it perfectly worth getting the deluxe version. This horse has a ball joint in the tail, allowing you to pose it in all kinds of directions here. A very tight pivot joint system here in the back leg. It gives the legs a surprisingly good range of motion here. And then a pivot joint with a swivel. Awesome range of motion there. Look at that. Now there's one of those good smile joints hidden up there in the neck of the horse, allowing the horse to look up and down and all around, with this rubber hairpiece here that also has a tiny ball joint so you can move around the hair. When the horse is looking down, the hair can cover up that huge gapping joint there. Honestly, the coolest thing about this tiny horse is that it can go with any of my Nendoroid figures. Well, with these two cuties unwrapped and all their accessories shown off, there's really only one thing to do at this point, and that is to show you some awesome poses. You could do them in poses like this, or this, or this, or just eating chicken, or doing some epic jumping action poses, or take a selfie, or pet a horse.
Or you could go adventuring on a mountain, or you could drown in a river.
Or just have them look really cool in front of some trees.
Tiny Link and Tiny Horse riding into battle for Hyrule!
As always, thank you guys so much for joining me again today as we unbox and explore these awesome new figures. I can't thank you guys enough for the continued support. As always, you can email me at Zeth of Hyrule, and be sure to check out my Zeth of Hyrule Instagram page where I'm posting figure adventures. I'm trying to keep up with it daily. It's been tough. Got a lot going on right now. As always, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this awesome adventure. And until next time, keep on adventuring.